In the early 20th century, a city of emperors and intellectuals, a cradle of psychoanalysis and artistic revolution, was stirring. Vienna, a vibrant metropolis pulsating with a unique energy, was home to coffee houses where radical ideas were debated over rich aromas, and lecture halls where the minds of Freud and Adler reigned supreme. It was in this electric atmosphere that a young Viktor Frankl began to carve his own path. Born in 1905, Frankl was no ordinary student. Even in his teenage years, his intellect shone brightly, challenging the established norms of Freudian psychoanalysis and Adlerian individual psychology. While his peers might have been preoccupied with youthful pursuits, Frankl was already grappling with profound questions of meaning and purpose. He saw beyond the reductionist views of the psyche, sensing a deeper human drive, the will to meaning. His early academic presentations, though sometimes met with skepticism from the old guard, hinted at a revolutionary new approach to mental health, logotherapy. Beyond the hallowed halls of academia, Frankl's personal life was unfolding amidst the charm of pre-war Vienna. He was a man of quiet intensity, dedicated to his studies and his burgeoning theories. His relationships, though not always public, shaped his understanding of human connection and the complexities of the human spirit. These were the formative years where the seeds of his monumental work were sown, not just in theory, but in the crucible of his own experiences and observations of the vibrant yet increasingly anxious city around him. The air in Vienna, once thick with intellectual promise, was slowly beginning to carry a different scent, one of unease and foreboding. As the 1930s drew to a close, the vibrant light of Vienna began to dim, casting long, menacing shadows across the lives of its Jewish citizens. The rise of Nazism, initially a distant rumble, was now an undeniable roar echoing through the elegant streets and the once bustling cafes. For Viktor Frankl, a brilliant psychiatrist on the cusp of international recognition, this was not just a political shift. It was a deeply personal threat that would tear his world apart. The tightening noose of anti-Semitic laws began to choke life from Jewish communities across Europe, and Vienna was no exception. Frankl, despite his burgeoning career and the urging of friends and colleagues to emigrate, faced an agonizing dilemma. His elderly parents, whom he deeply cherished, were unwilling or unable to leave the only home they had ever known. The choice was stark: secure his own safety and future abroad, or remain with his family, knowing the terrifying risks. In a testament to his profound sense of responsibility and love, Frankl made the heart-wrenching decision to stay. He continued to practice medicine, albeit under increasingly restrictive and dangerous conditions, providing solace and care where he could, even as the walls closed in. These were the last fragile moments of normalcy, punctuated by growing fear and the chilling realization of what was to come. The serene beauty of Vienna, with its grand architecture and cultural heritage, now served as a deceptive backdrop to a rapidly unfolding tragedy. The world was about to plunge into an abyss, and Frankl, along with millions of others, was caught in its inescapable grip. What are your thoughts on Frankl's impossible choice and the early signs of his unwavering commitment to others? Share your insights in the comments below. Thank you so much for staying with us on this incredible journey. The best is truly yet to come. The year 1942 marked the grim descent of Viktor Frankl and his family into the abyss. Transported to Auschwitz, then subsequent concentration camps like Kaufering and Turkheim, Frankl endured the unspeakable. Imagine the biting cold of a Polish winter, the stench of overcrowded barracks, the gnawing hunger that consumed body and mind. The brutal reality of life in the camps was designed to strip away every shred of human dignity. Frankl witnessed death daily in its most horrific forms: starvation, disease, arbitrary violence. His beloved wife, his parents, his brother, all perished in this inferno, leaving him with an unimaginable void. Yet it was in this very crucible of suffering, amidst the systematic dehumanization that Frankl's revolutionary theory of logotherapy found its most profound validation. He observed with chilling precision how some prisoners, despite facing the same desperate circumstances, managed to retain a flicker of hope, a reason to live. He saw those who held on to memories of loved ones, those who found meaning in helping others, or those who clung to a future purpose, no matter how distant. These were not the strongest physically, but often those with the strongest why to live. Frankl himself, though physically emaciated and emotionally shattered, found his own meaning in the secret act of reconstructing his lost manuscript, Ärztliche Seelsorge, Pastoral Medicine, on scraps of paper, driven by the belief that his message could help others. He ministered to fellow prisoners, offering psychological support and a glimmer of hope in the darkest of times. This was not just survival. It was a testament to the indomitable power of the human spirit to find meaning even in the most meaningless of existences. The insights born in the inferno of the concentration camps would eventually become the cornerstone of his most influential work, a beacon of hope for a world struggling with existential despair.
The day of liberation arrived, but for Viktor Frankl, freedom was bittersweet. Returning to a devastated Vienna, a city scarred by war and haunted by ghosts, he faced a brutal truth. His entire family, his pregnant wife, Tilly, his parents, his brother, had perished in the camps. The joy of survival was immediately eclipsed by a profound, agonizing grief. The world he had known was gone, replaced by an emptiness that echoed the desolate landscape around him. Yet even in the depths of this personal catastrophe, Frankl found a renewed purpose. He was driven by an incredible urgency to share the insights gleaned from his harrowing experience. Within just 9 days of his liberation, driven by sheer willpower and a burning desire to prevent future suffering, he dictated the manuscript that would become Man's Search for Meaning. This wasn't just a memoir. It was a testament to the human capacity for resilience and the enduring power of meaning, even in the face of unimaginable horror. Initially, his work was met with varied reactions. Some embraced his radical perspective on suffering and purpose, finding solace and direction in his words. Others, steeped in more traditional psychological paradigms, viewed his ideas with skepticism. Frankl, however, was undeterred. He tirelessly lectured, wrote, and practiced, pouring his soul into establishing logotherapy as a recognized school of psychotherapy. His commitment to conveying the message that meaning can be found even in the most desolate circumstances was unwavering, laying the groundwork for a legacy that would eventually touch millions of lives across the globe. From the ashes of post-war Europe, Viktor Frankl's voice began to resonate, first softly, then with a powerful, undeniable echo across continents. His book, Man's Search for Meaning, initially published in German, began its slow but steady march towards global recognition. What started as a testament from a survivor became a foundational text in existential psychology, offering a beacon of hope to a world grappling with the profound trauma of war and the burgeoning anxieties of modern life. Frankl's logotherapy, with its emphasis on the will to meaning as the primary motivation human, stood in contrast to the prevailing psychological theories of the time. It offered a refreshing, humanistic approach that resonated deeply with those searching for purpose beyond mere pleasure or power. He traveled extensively from lecture halls in Europe to prestigious universities in America, captivating audiences with his profound insights and his calm yet passionate delivery. His work wasn't without its critics. Some found his theories too philosophical, others too simplistic. Yet the sheer power of his personal story, coupled with the profound applicability of his ideas, allowed logotherapy to overcome these initial resistances. Frankl's influence grew exponentially. He established institutes, trained countless therapists, and saw his ideas integrated into medical practice, education, and even spiritual counseling. He became a global icon, a symbol of resilience, and a testament to the power of human spirit. From the depths of Auschwitz, he brought forth a message of hope that transcended cultural and religious boundaries, teaching generations that even when we cannot change our circumstances, we always retain the freedom to choose our attitude towards them. Viktor Frankl didn't just survive, he transformed his suffering into a universal message of meaning, leaving an indelible mark on psychology, philosophy, and the countless lives he touched.